The Fujitsu Lifebook U772 is only one of the few proper business ultrabooks out there right now. Coming all the way from Japan, the U772 is Fujitsu's top ultrabook and targets potential corporate buyers with a bunch of features they can't actually find on regular ultrabooks, like enhanced security or mobile internet connectivity. But are these enough to make the Fujitsu U772 a worthy pick? You'll find that by the end of this clip. We're going to start our review for the Fujitsu Lifebook U772 by taking a look at the exterior. The U772 is pretty compact for its class and weighs about 3.2 pounds. The 0.7-inch case combines red magnesium and black aluminum into a fairly good-looking product. In fact, the U772 might seem a bit sober with its sharp edges and straight lines, but that's actually how a true business laptop should look. On the hood there's a chromed Fujitsu logo and the entire lid cover is pretty solid, although it does bend a bit under pressure. On the bottom you'll find the same red finishing with some cooling grills, the two speakers carved on the sides and the docking connector. Of course, there's no way to easily access the battery or internals like with most other ultrabooks. On the sides you'll find a series of ports. On the left there's a PSU, a cooling grill, a Kensington lock, one USB and a headphone microphone jack. On the right there's an SD card reader, another two USB ports, a full-size HDMI port and a mini LAN connector. There's something on the back as well though, a place for a SIM card, as this Fujitsu offers cellular connectivity as well, besides wireless LAN and Bluetooth. And speaking of Wi-Fi, there's the Centrino N6205 wireless system on the U772, which allows good performances and adds My Wi-Fi and WiDi functionalities. Lifting the lid cover, you'll find a beautiful black aluminum interior. It's true, the black finish will catch fingerprints and smudges, but I find it so aesthetically pleasing nonetheless. The palm rest isn't very spacious, but it's not too cramped either, and there's a fingerprint reader on its right side. On the top right part, Fujitsu placed the power button, which glows blue when the computer is on, and that's quite bothering, especially when using the laptop in dim light. Next to it there's an echo button and some LEDs. Not the status LEDs though, as those are placed on the front edge. The screen's bezel is also made from black metal, and you'll notice that it is incredibly slim. In fact, one could easily mistake the Fujitsu U772 with a 13.3-inch ultrabook, but it actually offers a 14-inch display, squeezed inside the 13.3-inch frame. There's a non-glare display on my test unit and it's actually not bad at all. Yes, we're talking about the TM panel, thus the viewing angles are limited unless you're watching the laptop straight on, but besides that the brightness, contrast and colors are fairly alright, and you can lean the screen on its back quite a lot, which will allow you to adjust your viewing angle even when using the laptop on the couch or in a cramped economy class airplane seat. So overall, the screen is good, although it does not cover the entire surface inside the aluminum frame as you might think when first laying your eyes on this laptop. Also, I would have appreciated a higher resolution option, but that's not available. All in all, the Lifebook U772 is a snazzy ultrabook. It's solid build and looks good in its classic non-intrusive way. And yes, it is a bit heavier than the average ultrabook, but do not forget this is a 14-inch laptop and not a 13.3-incher like most of its peers. I should also add some things about the keyboard and trackpad. First of all, I was a bit reluctant about the keyboard as the keys travel is shallow. Surprisingly though, I was able to cope with this keyboard very well and ended up liking it. Yes, there's little travel, but the keys are firm and the feedback is good, which end up to accurate and fairly comfortable typing. One thing though, the tested unit did not feature a backlit keyboard, but that one is available as an extra option. As for the trackpad, well, it's decently sized and feels like it should. It's also responsive, accurate and deals fine with basic gestures or palm rejection. The click buttons though, which are integrated within the tactile surface, were incredibly stiff on my unit. Now this might not be the case for all the models, but on this particular version, registering click was complicated, as I had to push way harder than I'd like to on the designated area in order for something to happen, which was frustrating. Fujitsu allows potential buyers to customize their U772 and pick between a couple of configurations and extra options. Our test unit is basically the mainstream version with an Intel Core i5-3370U processor, integrated Intel HD 4000 graphics, 4GB of RAM and hybrid storage, with a 500GB hard drive and 32GB cache SSD. Despite lacking a proper SSD, this Fujitsu is going to be pretty fast when dealing with daily tasks, although the regular hard drive does make it a bit less responsive than it could be. Of course, the laptop can also deal with multimedia content and some light games, despite only sporting integrated graphics. Long story short, as long as you don't have impossible expectations from this laptop, it's going to perform well, like most other ultrabooks do. Still, there are some details that set the Fujitsu Lifebook U772 apart from the other ultrabooks in stores and make it more suitable for business environments. First, it comes with Windows 7 Professional by default. Then, it features a fingerprint reader, cellular connectivity, and a docking connector. And last but not least, there are the Intel Antitheft, Citrix Receiver, TPM, and Computrace BIOS persistent chips and all the other business-grade technologies and features bundled on it. Back to regular stuff, the U772 runs pretty cool and quiet most of the time, although it can get slightly warmer and noisier when pushed. The speakers are fairly alright as well for an ultrabook with decent punch and average sound quality. As for the HD webcam on top of the screen, it handled video chatting on Skype just fine as long as there was enough light around. The Fujitsu U772 comes with a 45 Wh battery and will run for about 4 hours on a single charge during average daily use. That can be pushed a bit longer when using the laptop lightly, but it's still below the average in this class. As for prices, those are pretty steep. In fact, the base configuration available for the Fujitsu Lifebook U772 in the United States starts at $1149, and it's nearly identical to the one we tested here. You can configure your own version, in which case the prices will start at $1299 and can easily climb quite high. In the end, I can conclude that the Fujitsu Lifebook U772 is a good ultrabook, definitely one of the best in terms of features and possibly one of the best overall. It's beautiful, sturdy, packs a decent keyboard, trackpad and screen. Besides those, potential buyers can choose between different configurations based on their needs. On the other hand, the battery life is under par, as I was hoping for at least 1 extra hour of use every charge. And then there's the price, which is very steep. In fact, the base Fujitsu U772 is more expensive than a default Samsung Series 9 or an Asus ZenBook Prime. But this is a business laptop, and if you'll need the business-graded technologies and features bundled on this unit, I believe you'll gladly pay for them. Otherwise, perhaps the two ultrabooks aforementioned might be a better pick for a casual user. Alright, this pretty much sums up our video review for the Fujitsu Lifebook U772 Ultrabook. Tell me if you liked it or not in the comment section below, and don't forget to share it to your friends or subscribe to our channel for the next cool clips. Until next time, Mike out.